Right, well, hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of My Team Career Mode. We're back for round 16 of the USA Grand Prix, or United States Grand Prix, should I say. We're finally back here, the first My Team episode of 2022. I apologise for 2 months late of this episode, but we are indeed back for some more My Team, finally. Again, sorry for the long anticipated await of this video, but we're back. We're gonna get straight into this, and this season 1 is only coming to a close now soon, so and our car has gotten pretty decent over the wall, if I do say so myself. Yeah, so we're just gonna have a little bit of here. So obviously, let me just give you some background here. We are retiring because we had to replace some components, and those components ended putting us to the back of the grid, so there was absolutely no reason in doing qualifying. So I just drove out pretty much just to put my setup on, and obviously just to save tires and whatnot, save the engine, save the car. It was just a better and smarter decision in my opinion, but we'll see how that pans out anyway. We're starting obviously 22nd on the grid because obviously my team is 2020.
Some grid penalties, and we'll be starting further back than you expect. As
yes,
for
Jeff,
how bad
that's
it is,
unfortunately
that'll depend
how
on
it
what
is.
the other
But
drivers get.
sure, look, we'll go into this race with our unfortunate turn of events, but let's just go into it and see how it goes.
Here we are then in one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, the fabulous Austin, in the great state of Texas. The circuit itself 14 miles southeast of the city center and home to the US Grand Prix since 2012. The latest in a long list of iconic tracks to have that honor. It's the Circuit of the Americas then, situated 14 miles outside the great city of Austin. This is the 3.6 mile lap with 20 corners, 10 each to the left and to the right, and top speeds of around 200 miles per hour. Overtaking opportunities are available into turns 1 and 12, especially with that rear wing DRS wide open. With the Grand Prix nearly upon us, Anthony Davidson is by my side once again to offer his perspective. Let's talk about Mr. Monaco. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Ricciardo, Max Verstappen and Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Vettel and Esteban Ocon, Stroll, Tsunoda, Kimi Raikkonen and Giovinazzi, Perez. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Russell, Mick Schumacher and Carlos Sainz, Latifi, Schwartzman, Mazepin and Mr. Monaco. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
And here we are now on the grid for the United States Grand Prix. I don't have too much of a great feeling about this one, as I'm not a big fan of this track, particularly driving around. It's not great, but we're gonna have to see how things pan out, see how things go, see if the setup's good. So we're just gonna full send into this race, honestly, because we've got nothing to lose. But honestly, I'm just gonna skip the start here because it was very, very average. Nothing happened. We skipped to lap 5, and as you can see, things are not going too well, as we're up in P16, and we would have liked to have been a lot higher than that already. But honestly, I was really not feeling the setup here. It was just, the setup felt so bad around this circuit. I had no grip, no downforce. the turn in on corners. Like, look, I'm using too much lock. That's how much I have to use. And the tires would just be on fire and they'd be degrading, deteriorating, all sorts of words. And again, look at how much lock we just used there, coming through the Turkey turn 8 style corner, or is it, I'd call it the turn 8 wannabe. As again, you see, we didn't even go flat through there as we fit the curve, and we completely slid out of the penultimate corner. Russell goes for the move as we were about to turn out. We just have to leave space. We completely left the door open. Unfortunately, we got too much oversteer as we lost 3 positions there in one corner, and that might make 4. Yes, indeed, it makes 4. And we went from 16th to 20th in one corner. We go back around the outside of Latifi here as we made a little bit of contact, and Latifi, he's turned in on us there, but we do a mega save. I think it was a bit of our fault. I don't know whether we should have kept going with the move or not, but it was a very nice save as we've gone deep, and Mazepin, we decided to let him and our teammate Schwartzman by, and this is the moment I knew. That's race over. Save the car for next time. Very, very unfortunate, but the setup just didn't feel good on this car. Then I think we might have got a small bit of damage from that, and the race was just going to a complete disaster. So it was a good choice to have retired the car.
Takes the lead of the
So
championship.
yeah, we're just going to skip all that.
Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Well, there was a lot of incredible driving out there.
It was really.
If I had to pick someone, it's got to be Sergio
it wasn't
Perez.
great.
Fantastic driving.
But Hamilton wins the Grand Prix anyway. I believe
the constructors title.
possibly took the championship lead. I'm not entirely sure.
That was certainly an incredible weekend of racing.
But
be sure to join
I'm sure that'd be good news for him if he did get it.
Formula One action soon.
So in that order, we're going to make this a 2-part episode now, and we're going to be moving on to the Mexican Grand Prix. Hopefully, this one goes a lot better than, well, USA did, because honestly that was, well, nothing short of a shambles, to be honest. Not really that good. But yeah, we're just gonna see what we can do now in the next Grand Prix, see if anything can go that little bit better. Again, a lot of hope needs to exist here.
Well, things didn't really go your way today. Let's have your take.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to do our best.
How do you feel these grid penalties are affecting the sport?
Just get things right this time, you know. As we're just gonna completely, pretty much skip through Claire, because Claire, honestly, go away.
We're making good profit against our running
Anyway,
costs.
we move on to part 2, Mexico. I hope this goes well, because we haven't had a great last few races, in fairness. Japan didn't go too well, obviously, with the retirement. Singapore, we've got 3 retirements in a row now because of that. So I'm really hoping for some good luck here in Mexico, to see if we can possibly pull something out of the bag, you know, and just get the points we deserve, honestly, because we've fought so hard so far this season to get ourselves not last, and so far we've done really well, because we've actually got a good fair bit of points in the bag, and it's gone very well. But as you see, we're on our final quali lap inside Q2, I believe. Yes, Q2, as we cross the line, as we go fastest somehow with a 1:14.9. I do not know if anything's happened, because I think in Q1 it was intermediates, so the track is probably drying out just a little bit. But honestly, this is a perfect start. As do we get into Q3 is the question. Oh my god, we just about get into Q3 there. P9, as we're 1.4 off the pace. We are just about, actually just not even a tenth ahead of Sebastian Vettel, but we're quite the ways ahead of Antonio Giovinazzi, as that is a nice way to start it off. Getting into Q3, that's a brilliant way to start off our hopeful of good luck here in Mexico. As here we are, we're on a lap now as we pass Hamilton, as he's not really yielding to us. He's actually just come fresh out of the pits, and here comes he's coming down the inside. He's hit us, and Hamilton has tried to overtake us while we were on our lap. And what is Hamilton doing? That was absolutely ridiculous. He just... Okay, I'm on a quali lap. He's just freshly come out of the pits. He didn't even yield out of the way. And then he tries to overtake me. And then, in the process of trying to overtake me, in that entire process down the straight, he did not once lift off. And then I start to turn into the corner blatantly there. He goes down the inside, practically half spins me. And then I'm just like, right, yeah, that's my quali lap over. That's it.
With qualifying complete,
so we couldn't do anything, and that was it. 1.4 off the pace.
And Lando Norris.
Honestly, I gave up after Hamilton. That was ridiculous. The AI, please, Codemasters, before the intro comes up, fix your AI. They keep doing this. They don't yield in qualifying. They keep going as if they're on a quali lap, even though they just come out of the pits. But you know what? We're not going to go on it too much. Let's just get straight into this thing.
Here we go then. It's time to race in Mexico City, a place which gave Honda their first ever victory back in 1965. American Richie Ginther won from third on the grid. And what are the Honda-powered cars this year? Well, Red Bull have been going strong here in recent seasons, so can they keep that record going today? At 2,285 meters above sea level, the thin air of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez poses a unique challenge, not just to a driver's skill, but to the efficiency of their engines as well. 17 corners make up a lap of this 2.6-mile circuit, and you can expect incredible speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour. And overtaking too, into the hard braking zones of turns 1 and turn 4. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, with Daniel Ricciardo slotting in alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Bottas, Carlos Sainz, and Perez, Vettel, Mr. Monaco, Giovinazzi, and Lance Stroll. Norris, they've taken a grid penalty. Verstappen, Esteban Ocon, and Gasly, Fernando Alonso. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Schwartzman, Nikita Mazepin, and Kimi Raikkonen. They've taken a grid penalty. Tsunoda, Russell, Latifi, and Mick Schumacher. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Don't let me down.
Well, here it goes nothing. Here goes nothing. Here we are, on the grid, for the Mexican Grand Prix. We've got our strategy, we've got our setup. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna get some good points. 5 red lights. Now away we go for the Mexican Grand Prix. It's actually a brilliant start compared to Vettel there, as we've jumped him already up into P7, making a brilliant start as everyone else is relatively close enough. Our straight line speed isn't good enough, so we're just kind of sticking with them. Here we go. Can we go down the inside of a few? A little bit later on the brakes, as one alongside of us as we get up to P6 now. And there we go, we go up the inside of Leclerc as well, and that is P5. That is an amazing start. An incredible start there for us, as we have now the usual typical Red Bull. As we go down the inside of Perez, as he made the lunge. Oh my god. And it has worked out beautifully. And that, as we're going to go around the inside of Hamilton here possibly as well. He's got to leave the space. So we've got the line. We're not quite alongside for this next corner, as I thought of going for a move, but then I backed out last minute there. But that is an amazing start. We're up into P4 already. And we've only just ended the second sector now, as Perez is possibly going to come back at us here for P5, but we're going to brake as late as possible, defend that P4 to go a little bit outside the track there. But we're A-OK. And that is the start you perfectly want. Up into P4 already. Look so far, well, I'm not going to call it early, but that is a brilliant start to call, well, I don't want to call shots yet, but that's good. This is good looking good, as we're already here on lap 7. Perez hasn't left us yet, unfortunately, as we get a little bit of oversteer on the exit. He is 5/10 back to potentially go for a move here. But the good news is we are pulling ahead of Vettel. So the Red Bull is the only car currently we're not pulling ahead of. as Perez is gaining easily. We do not fight it, as I just felt like giving up the position. We made a bit of contact running into the back of him there. I was going to cut the corners. I thought I could go back for a move there, but didn't work out. So I just, yeah, I gave the position to Perez there, as I knew we couldn't fight back. So our fight was now with Vettel, as he's still without DRS from us. So we're going to try extend that and make sure he doesn't get any more DRS. Moving on now to lap 9, as we're currently still sat in lap, or sorry, in P5, not lap 5. As Vettel has actually gained time on us, and I believe by the skin of his teeth he's got DRS, but we decide to quickly pull into the pits now, and an early stop, because I believe we're the only ones pitting. So I think we're going to try the undercut here, as we're going to go to the medium tires. So we're going to most likely come out in somewhere close to last, maybe P17, 18.
Exit now.
Possibly lower. No, it's going to be last. Anyway, here we go. We're coming out of the pits here. Unfortunately last. But this just means we're going to have to fight back a good bit. But we're on the mediums. We have the pace. We can do this. And we're going to get ourselves some good points here today. I know it. So obviously that starts off with, well, finishing the race and being quick. So we're going to use both of those and see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. That's all we can do. Is try our best, and we'll hopefully get something out of this. So we actually, here we go. We go straight around the outside of the TV. We are not wasting time on making moves here, as we are now already out of last place, and it's not even been a lap yet. As we could also possibly get Mick Schumacher here, as we actually do. We get the little switch to the inside. We have DRS. I think he does too, but we got a much better exit with much fresher tires and easily round the outside of Mick Schumacher. That little switch to the outside was nice. We get alongside George Russell here. He gives us the space, and that's another position made as well. This is brilliant stuff. As now we're on to lap 11, just the end of it. We kind of cut that corner a little bit there, turning in a little bit too early. I believe I went too slow for it to give me any warning, but here we go. We're gaining on Raikkonen all the time. Are we going to go for a lunge? Yes, we are. We get alongside. And there we go. That's, again, another beautiful overtake. We leave Raikkonen the space to come back at us, but he's just doesn't have the grip to come back at us. And we are now up into P15. Nice again, and this is literally only a lap after we pit. We are absolutely making up the ground super quick, as here is Robert Schwartzman. Surely there's going to be a bit of there's definitely going to be a bit of team orders here to let us by. As yeah, there he goes. He leaves us in space. We use a bit of VRS there, and he doesn't fight for the position, and that is P14. So this is looking very well, and I think definitely after this we've gained a lot of time on them who haven't pit, as we are now back up into P8, as still not the whole grid has pit, because some start on the mediums obviously, but we are catching up to the back of Yuki Tsunoda, who's on older mediums here. He's got DRS too, but we're going to go to the outside here. We're going to brake a lot later than he does. We go round the outside there of Yuki Tsunoda, and that was an amazing move. So we're currently now in P7. As we got Norris and Verstappen ahead of us. I'm imagining they're both quicker, as there's a yellow flag, it appears, up the top. That looks like a Haas. That's a safety car! That is a safety car. And I saw that yellow flag and I was going to pit, and it has seemed to pay off just because the safety car has come out right as I was at the pits. And that was beautifully worked out, because we can go on to a fresh set of medium tyres and definitely 100% get to the end of the race. But oh no, we've chosen the softs. Sorry, we've chosen the softs there. I don't know why I can't speak English right now, but we have chosen to go to the soft tyres, taking a massive gamble here. These are definitely not going to the end, so I think we might be pitting another time for softs, as they'd have to go about 16 laps, and that just does not seem possible. But anyway, we skip to the end of the safety car. We're going to see what type of start we can get on these guys as we get go. As Verstappen ahead is on the hard tires, so He's definitely getting himself to the end of the race here. As we're actually gaining on him quite a bit here. Can we go for the move? We do! We go up the inside of Max Verstappen. And that is an excellent move there. And that could be a crucial move, honestly. Because we're now into P11. And the points are looking closer. So Stroll's broken early. We get alongside before that next corner. And that is indeed the points. We've got ourselves into the points back already on these soft tires. As Perez. I've heard that too many times. Perez. It's Perez. Anyway. Checo is also on the hard tires, so both Red Bulls are definitely getting themselves to the end of the race. Honestly, mediums would have lasted, to be honest with you, but oh my god, as we fully sent it around the outside of Gasly's, we've gone too deep though in that. I think there was a bit of a misjudgment there on things. Gasly's actually hit us there, deciding to go up the inside when I'm turning into the corner, but it's okay as we are now into P9 and we're ahead of Gasly, who actually no, who hasn't pit. Sorry, the two Ferraris have pit there, and we're now up into P6. So we are looking for some good points here. As we now skip to lap 22, as we caught up to the back of Sergio Perez. He's obviously on the hard tires. We're on those soft tires, so we have the inevitably quicker car. Possibly to go down the inside here at the hairpin through the stadium section, and that is a beautiful move there. And the Mexican fans are definitely not happy with me, that's for sure, as Alonso has now boxed, but thank God we've been able to get the DRS from him. As the Ferrari, there's been a Ferrari, there's a yellow flag up there as you saw, but I think there was no safety car. As it's now appears to be starting to rain.
The tyre situation is an interesting one, but I think the right call is
that's correct, that's why I went to the softs. Because, oh my god, yeah, we went to the softs because it appears rain is on the way, like a lot heavier than it is now, and we're definitely gonna have to pit soon. But no, I decide to pit now, as I don't think there's enough grip on the track for the softs. So we're gonna go to the intermediate tires and see, does this work out for us? As we're currently in P4, I knew the gamble that Red Bull had took was not gonna work for them. So we've also got nothing to lose in this race. Maybe hope for a podium possibly. So we're onto the intermediate tires, hoping it gets a lot more wet on the outlap of our pit stop. So we fall down to P16, but honestly, it could get better from here. And it appears that I do have a lot more grip than everyone, as you can see, because they're going very, 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 very slow through those corners. As look at the time we've already gained on them. The track really, really is starting to get very wet now, and I think we've made the perfect strategy call here, as we've been able to go down the inside of Nikita Mazepin as well, a bit deep. We weren't too late on the brakes, but we're still able to make the move because we've got just tons more grip on these intermediate tires. And this gamble, I believe, has worked out so well. We do still have DRS, but we are still getting too much more grip than they do. As they've even gone really slow, we've hit the back of Giovinazzi. I believe we were lucky to get away with no damage as we've gone down the inside of Giovinazzi now for P14. And now it appears everyone is starting to pit for the intermediates. I believe Norris, he has pit, is now lap 36 out of 36. Nothing happened for the rest of the race, but we were able to come home and be faster than everyone else behind. As finally, luck has decided to be on our side. Valtteri Bottas wins the Mexican Grand Prix. Again, hitting back at Lewis Hamilton for the win last race. And P4 here. This is an absolutely incredible result for us, as we're going to pick up 12 beautiful points here, as that wet gamble worked out beautifully as we cross the line for P4. An amazing result.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Not just victory today then, but the championship as well. What a spectacular season they've had. Congratulations to the whole team. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
It's a heroic effort for any driver to race in conditions like these, and seeing them fight their way to the front was very special indeed. They were able to find all the grip, all the good lines, and have the confidence to get on the power to top it all off. That's what pushed them into first place here today.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
And there you have it. The result we so much needed to boost the morality of the team, I suppose, even.
So let's
a
review
beautiful
the updated
P4
driver
there.
standings. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader.
And
Their
honestly,
advantage at the
I
top has
could
been
not have
reduced.
asked for a better race.
So, Anthony
We were very
Davidson,
close to
who
podium,
would
as that's
you
what I
rank
was
as
trying
your
with the
driver
wet
of the
strategy,
day?
but
Yuki
P4
Tsunoda gets my
still
vote today.
happily
It's another
take.
clear win for
Oh
Mercedes
my
as they
god, that
managed
was
to
just
secure the
that was
constructors'
insane.
title.
That was just
An
really
incredible
nice.
performance for the whole team.
For
Well,
for it
was
to happen,
certainly
you
an
know.
Incredible weekend of racing.
And
Be sure to join myself
yeah,
and
it's
Ant for more exciting
we're
Formula 1
no
action
one
soon.
moved up. Oh my god, it's everyone's staying the same. But we are in P10 at the moment. And this is great. Honestly, this is amazing right now. And like, this is just happening. But yeah, amazing.